What's up, guys? This is No Retreat, No Surrender, coming to you from my little studio thing where I make my videos. It's way too windy outside to try and have a video today. Today we're going to be talking about risk versus reward. And I'm doing this, one, because I'm answering a question from one of my viewers, X-Zone Specials. So this goes out to you. Now he talks about he fell on his bike a little while ago, and he could have been really hurt, and it scared him. And for me, the best way probably to answer this question is to use a story from my past. And this happened probably maybe 6 months to a year after my heart attacks, and I had just been gotten back into the gym. And hopefully you guys know what dumbbell military presses are. Basically, you're sitting upright. You have two dumbbells and you kick them up and you press them straight up. Well, one of the things I didn't realize that with the heart condition and higher blood pressure and all the problems I had was that I couldn't push the way I used to push. I had to breathe through the movement, and I wasn't doing that stupidly, So I got the dumbbells about to here, and I'm pushing as hard as I can, and they were 85-pound dumbbells, and I blacked out right here. I come to as I go down, and the weight, the one dumbbell goes and rolls off to the side, and it's fine. The one in my right hand hits the ground, comes back up, and cracks me in the jaw. And so, you can imagine how hard that was. An 85-pound dumbbell comes down. I mean, it took a big chunk out of my jaw. I mean, it took like 3-4 years to actually have it heal back up. And needless to say, it scared the crap out of me. But my mentality with training has always been, get it fucking done. When I'm in there to train, I'm in there to train. I don't work out, I train. I mean, when I'm hitting it as hard as I can. And so, after the workout, jaw was sore, and thought about it, and made me really reevaluate how hard I can push and how hard I can train in the gym. Which is, my passion. The thing that I love the most to do is to work out. And basically, I did some research, and I worked on my breathing techniques, because I wasn't about to give up. If it's a passion in your life, you shouldn't give up on it. Even if it's somewhat sketchy, still protect yourself as well as you can. If you saw me training, you probably laugh, because I wear the weightlifting belt. I wear elbow wraps because I've got problems with my elbows. So anytime I'm doing anything heavy pressing movements, I've got elbow wraps, wrist wraps, and straps. And as I train, I don't do explosive movements. Everything is controlled. I'm breathing through the movement, and I really changed the way I train in a lot of aspects, that everything is a lot more safer. And since then, I haven't had another incident. But I got away from doing them because I don't know if you get anybody out there that's real strong, but I can do 85s now for 15 or 20 reps. And trying to kick up 90, 95 pounds, 100-pound dumbbells by yourself, because I train alone, is nearly impossible. So what I did, especially with the bad shoulders that I have stability issues. I moved over to what's known as a Smith machine, and I do my military presses on that now, and it's been going great. I haven't had any issues. In fact, a couple weeks ago, though, wasn't paying attention, a little too heavy into the workout, and I pushed as hard as I could. I got lightheaded like that, and I went, oh crap. I started, racked it immediately, stopped, started breathing. Because you will. I mean, it's human nature to continue to push yourself, forget some of the things you learn until life slaps you upside the head. So when it comes to doing something that you love and whether you should continue to do it, my advice, and of course this is my opinion, and as always, doctors, and those people you should listen to, talk to about it. But it's, if you love it, find a way to safely do it if you can. You know, I know people in my family, my family, my wife's side, she has a whole bunch of people that love riding motorcycles. And some of them have stopped because one guy saw his friend get slaughtered right in front of him, get ran over and just killed, flat out. He won't touch a bike now. I mean, from what she was saying, it's taken him, I think, over a year to finally start getting back to riding again because it scared him so bad. And it's understandable. Seeing someone killed in front of you, seeing your own mortality slap you in the face and say, hey, stupid, Other little story, I was on a bike and I go riding, and it was after a windstorm, and I'm riding, and what the hell is that? Is that power lines? And I stopped, and about 10, 15 feet in front of me, there was a power line, and it was sparking. And this kid comes flying behind me on a bike, and luckily, this is when I was young. I mean, I was stronger. Well, not stronger, but, I was strong. And I grabbed him, and I pulled him right off his bike, and his bike went right into the power line, and you could see the spark. It would have killed him. It would have killed me. And that didn't stop me from riding my bike. It taught me to be aware of your environment. Always be aware of what's going on around you, what the conditions are. When I train, I'm always looking on the floor, seeing if there's wet spots. It's a question of keeping your eyes open, being aware of your environment, and making things as safe as you can. When I was younger, I used to be an adrenaline junkie before my heart attacks. I used to do a lot of free climbing, up rock faces. I used to do a lot of whitewater rafting, and let's see, what was some of the fun stuff I do? Used to fly gliders. If you guys know what gliders are, it's basically an airplane with no engine, right? And they drag you up. It's expensive though now with the cost of gas. Whew. And then they let you go, right? And you have, usually a pilot behind you because you want someone that actually knows what they're doing, not some idiot like me. And, they do all kinds of loopsy-loops. It was the first place that I felt no gravity. He did a stall, and that was the coolest thing. And, my heart's pounding, and I just loved it. But as I got older, I got married. I settled down to an extent, You come to realize that the choices in your life, some of them you may think they're worth it at the time, but if you look down the road, they're not. Why put yourself at risk if you know that it's going to eventually, turn out really, really bad? So, it's risk versus reward, and you have to judge that for yourself. To this day, when I'm in the gym, if you saw me train, you'd be like, that guy's never had heart attacks. Look how hard he trains. But I've always been one of those people, I will push myself to the limit, but I know my body well enough that I can stop. And I do. And in something like what X-Zone Special is talking about, is a question of, do you have the proper gear? Can you strengthen your body to the point where next time if you fall, it's not as bad? One of the good things about me in working out, I'm a klutz, and I trip, and I fall, and I'm an idiot, and I bounce. And one of the good things about having the muscle on me that I do is I bounce off of things. After my heart attacks, when I tripped, I slipped out in the garage, and I pretty much destroyed the base of my spine. I have a degenerating disc there now that I'm dealing with. And if I would have been in shape, it probably wouldn't have been as bad as it was. But at that time, I was, 160, 170 pounds versus 210 now. And, everything's wrapped in muscle. I was at my doctor's today, and they're asking, well, why do you keep working out so hard? I said, well, it stops the pain. Everything's wrapped with muscle. Everything's held together tightly. If I didn't do that, and I take more than a week off from the gym, my joints throb from, you know, the circulatory disease that I have, as well as all the injuries from a lifetime of being an idiot. So hopefully that answers your question. If you guys have any more questions, like I say, you know, always go ahead, throw them in the comments, or you can send me an email at trainerswhoteach@gmail.com. I'm the Rev, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, everyone else. I can use all the support I can. You know, I'm doing my best here to try and get as much cool content out to you guys as possible. I've got more cool stuff coming up on my channel for gaming stuff, and I've got more of these videos I'm going to do. So as always, I'll see you guys real soon. Keep your heads down, your asses up. Stay strong. Remember, no retreat, no surrender. Take those things you want in life. You can do it. You will succeed. And I'll see you real soon.